what's up, y'all? You kicking it with the Junkyard Dog on junkyarddogs.com. My name is Tony, and this week we're gonna get back on Project Mayhem once again. It's been a couple weeks since I put out another episode. We've been having a lot of little issues and whatnot, but we're gonna keep it rolling, keep it pushing, man. You know what I mean? So, Project Mayhem, you know, as you guys saw in the last episode, we brought the motor into the machine shop, and they're working on it and whatnot. So in the meantime, we want to keep productive, keep doing things. So we're gonna work on some of these body panels. The body on this car is really rough, as I showed you guys before. So yeah, we got some work to do on the hatch. We're gonna change these doors, and we're gonna clean out that engine bay, you know, because it's real grubby and dirty. And you know, I don't want to rebuild the motor and put it back up in there being all grubby and dirty like that. So yeah, man, so let's get to it, all right? Junkyard dogging. All right, so as we look more closely at the car, just in general, you know, you're gonna see the body's in really, really rough shape, right? So you see the fender here is all scratched up and whatnot, paint's all gone, which is not really a big deal. This part right here is all dinged in. It's like, it looked like the hood flew up at some point and damaged it. As we see here too, the glass is cracked, the windshield is cracked, and you know, as you can see myself in the reflection there, these doors here, they don't even doesn't even close. It's a really bad shape. Doesn't have the motors in it. The latch is missing. Just a bunch of issues, you know. And the glass is kind of shaky. It's not even attached to the track. You know, the molding's all chewed up. Okay, so here are the doors we're gonna replace them with. It's a pretty straightforward deal, man. I mean, it's no tint. You know, power windows are intact. The mechanism's all there. The only thing that's missing is the mirrors, as you can see there. But you know, we can use the original mirrors from the OG doors, as you can see, and just stick them on there. So that's not a problem. All right, so next thing we're gonna work on is this rear hatch. We're gonna go ahead and just replace it, man, because it's got a lot of little dings and little messed up stuff going on with it. So we're gonna change it. The spoiler looks good though, so we're gonna reuse this. But you know, somebody put Bondo in the lock, and there's a bunch of other little issues and whatnot. So don't mind the helicopter; it's a ghetto bird, you know where we at. So also too, I don't like the defroster on the glass in the back here. We live in California, man. We don't need no defroster, man. It's hot all the time. I mean, coldest it get out here is like maybe like 45 degrees. I don't know, at night. You know what I mean? So yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this. Another thing too, if you notice, the damn struts ain't working, and this damn hatch is heavy even for me. You know what I'm saying? You already see my other videos. So this hatch is real heavy. We got some shorty headers right here we're gonna use. But these struts ain't no good either. So we're gonna go ahead and replace the struts. All right, so let's get cracking on this. All right, first thing you want to do when removing the hatch, see, we had to put the piece of wood there, keep it open because the struts are terrible, they're destroyed. So we got Chuck here using a screwdriver to take out the molding. All right, and we got the moldings on this side, and I'm going to go ahead and give him a hand. All right, so next thing you got to take off is this molding right here. Chuck's back here working on some moldings back here. We're just stripping all the molding out of the inside. Get this hatch off properly. Alright. Killing the battery, Chuck. Give me that damn. Then you're gonna see behind the molding here, there's two 11/32 bolt or 9mm, whichever one you can fit. And take those two little bolts off. It holds like a little plate that keeps this wire in. And this wire, as you follow it, it goes down. And then you're gonna move past this sound deadening here. And you see how it keeps going down? Please mind the planes. I live near the airport. Boom. All right. See? Now you got these connections here. All right. So you're gonna remove these connections, and then there's a down here. Yeah. There's a ground. There's a connection here. There's a connection here. And these all go right up into the hatch. Okay, so first we're gonna start by removing those two 11/32 bolts. And once we do that, we're gonna pull the wire through so that we know that once we remove the hatch, we can just kind of pull it away free without having to struggle with it, with the weight of the hatch, because this thing is heavy, you know what I'm saying? So, all right, so let's get started. All right, so onto these connections here, we've already removed the those two nuts up there. So my tool of choice when removing these is this hook. I bought mine from Harbor Freight. You'll hear me talk about Harbor Freight a lot because it's cheap and I ain't got no money like that, you know what I'm saying? So we in the hood, man. So we gotta do what we gotta do, all right? All right, so now that you've, now that I've got the wires all disconnected, as you can see, and this is without cutting anything, okay? Just, last thing we have down here is the ground, very important. So that takes a 9/32 socket. Just take this off. All right, so you see the ground and then the 3 wires. And if you're a forgetful person, I'm not, but if you are, don't feel embarrassed to actually mark these and you know, maybe wrap some blue tape around the edge and then you know, label it like, you know, AA, BB, CC or whatever, so you know where the wires go. So now that we've got the 2 nuts taken out here and the wire loose, you're gonna want to yank it through this little passageway here. Okay, it's real tight, but you can get it. You just gotta, you know, play with it a little bit. I'm using one hand, so I can't, so I'm gonna put the camera down and take it out. Okay, so that wiring for the hatch is loose and separate from the car. So yeah, man, so now we can kind of go in there and start to work towards removing those 2 bolts and these struts. Actually, the first thing we want to do before we even remove those bolts is get these struts out of here, you know what I'm saying? So to remove the struts, these are what we're going to remove next. These ones are absolutely useless, they're messed up. Very, very simple thing to remove. All you got to do is take this, there's a little clip here, as you can see, that goes around this ball that's in the hatch. So what you want to do is definitely, if you don't have the same issue as me, still secure it with a board, and you go in there and you're gonna just want to remove the clip. Now you might, this screwdriver might be a little too big, but we can use our little hook again. All right, so that's one of the 13mm bolts I was talking about. Right here, you just remove them. But to be safe, because what'll happen is once you remove it, it's gonna lift up, and then this part's gonna be dancing on this piece of wood. So you kind of want to close yourself in, so to speak. So you're just gonna want to lift the hatch a little bit. I'm gonna have to use 2 hands to do it, and then close it down. Then we'll remove these 2 bolts, climb out the car, and then slide it off. All right, it's the best way I know how to do it. Let's go. All right, now that we've done all that, it's time for the moment of truth. Guys, this thing is extremely heavy, so get help, okay? Unless you're doing the junkyard workouts, man, then you know you'll be strong enough. But otherwise than that, guys, please get some help. I don't want you guys to get hurt. All right, so let's go ahead and lift this off real quick. All right, so we got the hatch out now, and it's just sitting here on the side. I don't know what was going on, man, but it's all hacked up. For whatever reason, it was hacked up right here too. I don't really know why, but to remove the spoiler or the wing or whatever, you're gonna remove these bolts here. These are 11mm, so there's one here, there's one down in that hole, see it? And on the same area, one there, there's one in there, and then there's one behind this little rubber grommet here. And it's already removed. Alright, so yeah, let's go ahead and pull this spoiler off. We're not going to install it right now because we still have to find a latch for the new hatch that we already put on. We're gonna have to find a new latch for it. So we're just gonna kind of rest the hatch on there and call it a day. Alright, so here's the spoiler. We removed it. One thing I forgot to mention is on the driver's side, there are some wires that go through for the third brake light. As you can see, these ones were torn off years ago and pretty messed up. But we're just going to go ahead and solder on new connections. There's usually a connector that attaches to one of these, and I think it's this one right here. But refer to your manual to confirm that. Alright, so we shimmied the other one on there. We didn't put it on there all the way because first thing you want to do when putting it back in, see, it's the hole where the wiring harness came out of. You want to reach in there and grab the wiring harness. You can see. Okay, see here, that's where it goes in. And you want to pull this all out. See? So first thing, you're going to pass through the biggest one, which is the round one. Put that in there. Then the square. Then this one, because it's the second thickest. And then the ground. Jam that in there too. Alright. Just be careful not to cut the wires with the metal here as you're putting them through. You just kind of want to get it in there as gently as possible because you don't want it to start to cut onto the wires and then you get shorts all over the place. So just come inside here. It's a little dark now. Yeah, so you want to be careful because you don't want it to cut the wire here. So just feed it in. Just feed it in. Feed it in. Alright, it's as far as it's going to go until I actually push it up a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to do right now. So here we have the same pocket, and looks like this one's torn here as well. Right there, looks like the ground is broke. So a little wiring issues, you know, whatnot, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, that's the new hatch, man. We got it in place. Looks good. It's nice and smooth. Let's test fit the wing on this, see what it looks like. Alright, so there it is, man. New hatch on, looking all nice. Paint's actually not that bad, fits just like it's supposed to. We put the spoiler on there, and it fit perfectly too. As I showed you guys before, we had some wiring issues, but we're gonna tighten that up a little bit later. When we start getting down to really like tightening things down, then we'll get it, you know what I'm saying? But see right here, it's nice and smooth. The lock is still there, not lock, you know, there's no ding right here, you know what I'm saying? So we actually also have a bumper, man. I had picked up a bumper. I had one in my storage I totally forgot about. So we're gonna change this bumper because I don't like these cutouts, especially since this one over here, as you can see, this cutout, I mean, come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take that out. I don't like that cutout. I want my exhaust hidden. I don't like that look. And this bumper is really beat up and warped and all over the place. So yeah, man. So let's keep it moving, man. Next week, we're gonna put on them doors, all right? I'm gonna show you how to put them doors on, all right? Junkyard dogging.